I'd like to talk to you about a subject that is very dear to me, and is how stopping drinking alcohol radically transformed my life, and it basically opened up the possibility for everything that I'm doing today to happen. Alcohol was a big part of my life, so I was always like a pretty shy kid. Through like elementary school, middle school, I got past this through some release valves. Like in middle school, it was skateboarding. So I started skateboarding and I found an outlet through that, and a way to deal with my anxieties through that. Became like more confident, and that carried me on to high school. So in high school, what happened is you meet new people, you find new friends and everything, and something that gets introduced very quickly into the lifestyle, especially in Italy, is alcohol. So when I was 14, I had the first taste of alcohol at a friend's birthday party, and I was one of those people who the first night they drank, they threw up and passed out, and they just went all in. And that's exactly what happened. I had a very harsh experience with alcohol the first night, because I just kept on drinking it because I had the first sip, and then I saw that this was giving me an advantage. Like, I was feeling more relaxed, I was talking more to people, I was letting go of all those like doubts and insecurities that I had usually. That was literally the first night that happened. I ended up throwing up and couldn't remember anything, like completely blackout drunk. Of course, what happened? Did I learn my lesson? No. I actually enjoyed the fun of it. It was a lot of fun. So during high school parties, I kept on doing basically the same thing. Like, I would always be the one who would drink to excess, and would end up like either blacked out or throwing up, or who knows what would happen. So in high school, like, this is all fun and games because it basically only happens on weekends. So it was fun. Like, it was generally fun, and everybody thought if you did something like stupid, it was fun, you know? Skateboarding is also a very alcohol promoting culture. So he who drinks the most is the coolest. What happened to me was that high school progressed. I started going out like more often, especially in the last 2 years, 4th and 5th grade. I started going out on Thursdays instead of only Friday and Saturday. So sometimes I would go out on Wednesday as well. I would basically always drink as much as I could. If it was Wednesday, maybe it would be like 10 beers, but if it was Friday or Saturday, it would be like so much alcohol, because I saw that, and this is all things that I've come to realize later in life, but it's like, it was a very easy way for me to let go of all the my being timid and having like social anxiety. It was very, very easy to drink something and just, you know, become funny, let go of all inhibitions. And this led to a lot of fun moments, but as years progressed, as the law of diminishing returns states, it got less and less fun. My relationship with alcohol started changing, and I would get anxiety before going out, so I started drinking alone even before going out. I would have a couple of shots just to ease off the anxiety before heading out. So I would just go out every night, and they kind of started blurring all together. And this reached a peak in university when I started actually working in nightlife. So I was already making videos. Mostly it was snowboarding and skateboarding videos before. But then this morphed into working for nightlife. So making videos, you know, parties and things like that. And in that moment, it was a lot of fun. It was like it seemed like the perfect gig. So I would get like paid to go party, just film stuff, and basically drink all night. And this reached a peak one year when I was also kind of like, let's call it DJing on the side as for fun. And I was doing Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and Saturday night, basically working every night in the nightlife business. And that meant really a lot of drinking, like heavy drinking, and especially for me, like being around a lot of people, always like people you didn't know, it was very easy to like resort to alcohol to like get me to calm down and be more sociable and talk to other people. And it was just was something fairly that I saw as normal. The only problem was that I would, compared to my friends, I would very often black out, couldn't remember, and very often I would drink too much. Very often it would be like, when the party was finishing, I would still be like, let's open another beer, man. The years progressed and this just kept on going. There was no sign of stopping. I had some moments where I would maybe have like an incredibly big night out, like crazy stuff would happen. I would drink so much, I would feel like terrible the next day. I would have done something stupid, like, I don't know, like screaming or say awful things to people. And progressively this started happening more and more often. I would wake up like with these incredible anxiety attacks in the morning. I didn't really know what I had done the night before. Like I would have some blurs, but I couldn't really pinpoint what I had done. I started losing track of all the times I had to send text messages asking for forgiveness the morning after a night out, where I absolutely couldn't remember what I did or how I hurt people, and I lost so many friends. People stopped talking to me many times, and they were right. I started working really a lot. I started drinking even more. Like work would go hand in hand with drinking. Drinking was very a sociable thing, and you would go to events. I kind of quit working in nightlife and progressed to more like normal jobs, but the alcohol didn't stop. So the alcohol got more and more. It would be even weeknights, drinking a ton of beers. And this was really affecting my life. Like I started having these moments where I said, I need to stop drinking. I need to stop drinking it. This isn't leading me anywhere. Why would I do this if it's not helping me? But I would like stop for 1 month or 2 months, and then after some time, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I would just revert back to normal, because I was surrounded by people who maybe had a better relationship with alcohol than me. And for them, it was normal. Like it was absolutely normal to go out, drink 3 beers, then go home on Wednesday. For me, it was never 3 beers. It was always like 10 beers. I have a list on my phone of one night out drinking. It's like crazy. Like I woke up in the morning and I wrote down everything I drank, and that's where I said, like, man, I've gotta chill out, because this is not healthy. And the deal breaker for quitting alcohol was meeting my current wife, Brina. So I met her, and I was still drinking. We actually met at a bar, and at a party, we kissed the first time at a party. I was like crazy drunk. So in some way, alcohol helped even get us together. But the problem was, we started living together, and I would still be doing these things. Like some nights I would not remember what I'd done, or I would do crazy things like go out and like come back and maybe say things I didn't mean to her and hurt her, or even just portray like a person who wasn't really reliable. And I kept on blowing it off. I kept on using alcohol as a way just to socialize and do those kinds of things. But then it happened one night that basically I can't really pinpoint what happened, but I went out and I don't remember anything of what happened, but I remember the morning after, and I remember Brina being like, she was looking at me in a different way. And I could sense in that second, I could sense that if I kept on doing what I was doing, I would lose her. This is what I sensed. This is what I fundamentally understood in that moment. If I kept on drinking alcohol, I would lose her. So I was faced with a choice. I was faced with the choice of choosing between alcohol and choosing between my soulmate. And the second I framed it that way, this completely shifted my entire way of thinking. I realized that alcohol was something that was holding me back. It wasn't propelling me into the future, and I quit. That day I quit. I stopped drinking, and I said, let's see what happens if I don't drink. I was determined. There was actually not a doubt in my mind that I could do it. So I just stopped. I stopped drinking that day. And I was really proud of myself. I was really happy with my choice. I did not see it as a deprivation at all, because I had chosen something that was really enhancing my life. My Sabrina was enhancing my life. So quitting alcohol was a really worthy trade-off to experience what Sabrina could give me. And I did. I just stopped. And what happened is I was confronted with some very deep things about myself that I had not been facing, because I had been shrugging them off with alcohol. Just like, basically, I was numbing my consciousness, my deeper self, with alcohol. And I was not confronting the fact that maybe I didn't like my job that much, that maybe I didn't like where my life was heading that much. I was accepting things that maybe weren't exactly what I wanted. And quitting alcohol, stopping drinking alcohol, gave me a clarity of mind that permitted me to understand fundamental truths about my life and confront them, take action on them, and stop doing things that I didn't really like, stop doing things that weren't really vibing with me, stop going out with people that weren't really vibing with me. And this was apparent in the first 2-3 months, 4 months. Like, so many people I didn't hang out with anymore, just because the only thing we had in common was alcohol. So that was the first thing that happened. The second thing that happened, I had crazy energy coming every day. I had an abundance of energy that I've never had before. I'm talking to you now, it is 4.5 years of living sober, of having no alcohol whatsoever. And if I think about it in retrospect, the first months of not drinking was when I had the most crazy energy. Alcohol basically is a sleep disruptor. It inhibits proper sleeping and us getting deep and restful sleep. So I started getting really deep sleep. I started waking up early in the morning because I had more energy. I needed to actually sleep less. If I look back, it's like, I wish I'd done it earlier. I quit alcohol at 27 years old. I wish I'd done it when I was 20. I wish I had done it when I was 20, and it brought so many beautiful things in my life that I would do it again, no questions asked. I would do it earlier. Alcohol is a great tool to avoid confronting the truth in life. That's what I believe. I believe it can sidetrack our thoughts and get us to do things that we don't really want to do, and hang out with people that we don't really want to hang out with, day after day after day, and accept things that we don't really like, even in moderate doses, but in my case especially because I was a heavy drinker. And I believe the sober life to be the best life there can be, because it is so authentic, it is so true. You are never something else, you are only yourself. You only have your resources, and you can rely on what you truly are inside. And this is a beautiful thing. It's a scary thing also, because you have to confront things that maybe aren't that great, but it's a beautiful thing because you can actually understand what you're made of, and you can grow and progress and build on truth, on fundamental truths that you know in your heart are reality. There is nothing inauthentic in my life right now. It's like I cannot force myself to be inauthentic. The place where I am now in my life, which is a place of absolute freedom and deep understanding of myself, both in the good and in the bad, I believe started that single day when I quit alcohol. That was the first removal of something that was not necessary in my life anymore, to make space for beautiful things to come. I believe sober life is the future for the whole of humanity. It is so much simpler, so much more beautiful, and so much more authentic that I hope the world will slowly change and go towards a more sober kind of lifestyle and more focused on health and on authenticity and truth. So yeah, that's a little story time about alcohol and crazy things that happen in my life. A different type of video from usual, but I hope you liked it and can't wait to catch you in the next one. Okay, so today is my 4th sober anniversary, 4 years no drinking. Probably the most fundamental lifestyle shift I have made in my life. It completely changed how I have energy during the day, and it radically transformed my life and how I spend my time. And to celebrate today, I'm going for an open water swim here in beautiful Algarve. I couldn't be more stoked. I would definitely regard this lifestyle choice as the one that had the most impact on my life because it transformed the way I spend my time. I traded late nights for early mornings. I now count every day when I see the sunrise. It's like amazing to wake up with no hangover for 4 years on New Year's Day, on your birthday, all those occasions when normally you're hangover and you feel a bit like shit. Those are absolutely gone, vanished forever. So I couldn't be more stoked. I say try it for yourself, try it 20 days, 21 days, try go without alcohol and see how you feel, see how your body reacts, see how your energy levels are, and I guarantee to you, you will never go back to what it was like before.